Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. And I've tried to make this video countless times now, but keep fumbling over my words because I'm tired and I keep losing my train of thought. Haha, pun intended. So I haven't really done anything in here. I planned on having the lights done by now. I've got everything I need, but I keep forgetting to buy stuff like the little electrical boxes. And which is important if you don't want your wires dangling from the ceiling. I've been dragging over HO stuff. All this, if you see my HO locomotive videos, new. I don't think any of those were in there. Been bidding on HO rolling stock. You can see I've got a bunch of 40-foot box cars, but little nothing else. I need to start looking at getting different things. Drag over pops and hide them in the rafters. See, I got my double O collection over here. See, I've accumulated a few of them. I'm actually really enjoying collecting these right now. The locomotives aren't hard to get, but the wagons and whatnot, the shipping's outrageous for what they are. So what I'm going to have to do is save my pennies and place a large order through Rails of Sheffield or Hattons or one of the UK websites and save on shipping, because the wagons themselves aren't that much, but the shipping's crazy. And, if you come in here, see, I finally deleted on these windows. It dropped to 30 degrees the other day and started snowing in October. So that was a big motivator to get those done. Usually it's rainy in October here in Ohio. This year it's cold and snowy. I don't like it. But I really should have replaced everything. But I didn't realize this baseboard here was rotted, which would have been obvious had I actually looked before I started ripping the windows out. But yeah, that'll help keep it a little nicer down here and keep the raft out, because I don't exactly live in the best part of town over here. And as you can see, I've accumulated some valuables, so that'll help deter them. Over here, see, I need some tunes, so I got me this little overpriced Magnavox radio off Amazon. It doesn't sound it actually sounds pretty good, but it doesn't seem to have a memory. I need to read through the instructions to see if there's a way I can set it, but every time you turn it on, it turns the bass setting, bass station like a new stereo. So I need to dig through that. But it does have USB, Bluetooth, and CD player. Like I said, it doesn't sound too bad. It's kind of overpriced for what it is. Made a little cabinet for it, so I can have a place to put it. I'm piling in random crap right now. Over here, I built another shelf, and these are all train sets I would have had as a kid. These are actually replacements, because the ones I had would have either got destroyed because I played with them on the floor. So the adults would come and kick them here once in a while, because not like I actively destroyed them, but I really wasn't good about putting my toys away as a kid. And the ones that survived got traded for O-Gauge in my teens. But basically I got like a train set every year for Christmas from the time I was about in kindergarten till middle school. And that right there actually would have been my very first train set ever. The lifelike set. And I would have got one of those and a few of those spread out. I remember very fondly, you're surprised what you remember from growing up, but I remember the Christmas when I got that set, opening in the box, and absolutely freaking out because it wasn't a Santa Fe F unit. And although, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Burlington Northern, nothing wrong with them, I just don't really care for their paint scheme. I, to this day, absolutely love the Burlington Northern GP units, because it's not a Santa Fe F unit. But yeah, I have fond memories opening that. And this would have been the last one I got, probably middle school. My mom got both me and my dad one. I think the idea was we were supposed to play together, but he decided to do his own thing. I couldn't remember what set I had. I thought I had the was it the GP18 with the high nose variant or the set, but I've got all the rolling stock for this set. So when I found those when I was cleaning the basement, so I guess I must have had this set because I had everything with the locomotive. The only one I'm missing is I had a Model Power Rio Grande set with the little Fat Boy 040 and a couple of the Rio Grande old-timey coaches. And I've been hunting for one of those, but it hadn't popped up. I've bought another locomotive, but I haven't really found the passenger cars. I'm wanting to buy the entire set, but they're just not popping up for sale anywhere. I found the passenger cars, but man, they're kind of expensive for what they are. On the bottom here, that wouldn't have been one of my childhood sets. I actually got this very set probably in my late teens. When our Hobby Lobby opened, they had a bunch of train stuff, and it wasn't actually overpriced at the time, so I actually bought 2 of those sets. Because before I did the O gauge, I believe I was planning on doing HO. It even had some track laid out, switch gears, but that's like an original set from, I don't know, 15 years ago that I picked up. About 2 of them. I actually have most of the other set. I relettered it and tried to reletter it in my own little fantasy scheme. That's actually a childhood locomotive Bachmann that my dad got me when I was a child. I tried to weather it kind of poorly. But I want to extend that shelf all the way down, build one right there after I seal that up so it doesn't get wet and ruined. I may have mentioned that before, but I want to move that door over here. I've measured it up, and this is 2 inches taller and 2 inches wider, so I need to get some 2x6s, I guess. Over here, I've actually been working a lot on this HO layout. I wasn't planning on ballasting the track, which is why I went with Bachmann Easy Track, and had I known I was going to ballast the track, I would have went with regular track and cork roadbed, because working that crap around the ties was not fun. But I figured I'd run a little bit of ballast around the edges to hide the edges, and that turned into, hey, I bet this would look pretty good if I ballasted the whole thing, and that turned into a whole ordeal. And then I tried weathering the track, which I actually think looks pretty good. I did this. I got some, I have had some extra foam board, so I cut that out to give it some depth. I've been going through and adding grass and scenery. I need a lot more trees. I know in my last video I was talking about like doing building fronts and whatnot, and doing like a little main street across here, but I knew if I did that I'd want to go the whole route and do like little scenes and lighting, and that gets expensive. Not like this is cheap, but I like this option better. It's more generic, which is what I wanted, because I can just throw anything I wanted on here and run it and not look out of place. I haven't done the ends yet because I have a plan to extend it ever so slightly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make more of these shelves, only like 2 shelves deep, and then screw them along, put them along the edges here, and that'll extend this out 2 to 4 inches depending on how wide I make the shelves. But I figured that'd be a nice trim bit, trim it up, and I could store my rolling stock right here on the layout, so I could just grab what I wanted when I wanted it. So I'm going to do that all the way around, probably up in both top and bottom at some point. And that's my next nose is clogged, I'm sorry. that's my next thing with that. I don't know if I had this controller last time I made the update video, but I got this for dual train, and I like it. It gets ungodly hot though. It gets really warm. I don't know if that's normal because I've never had a MRC controller, but yeah, it gets really hot. See, I got the Scotsman set, which I really like. It really looks good rolling around. I got a second Erie Lackawanna GP35. And all of these need repaired. Well, these don't need repaired. These are all due to get knuckle coupler updates. I've got the couplers, I just need to take them and do the work. This needs new wheels because it's got these old brass ones and one of them is out of spec and wobbles around, causes derailments. This one has Athearn couplers that came with it, and for some reason they don't like the KDs, or I don't understand, but they seem, whenever it takes a corner, it seems to ride up until it derails. So I've got some extra KDs, so I'm going to go ahead and replace that. But I think that is everything for my update video, everything I've been doing. Mom gave me a chair she updated, which will be great. It's a little worn out and dirty, but that's fine for a basement. And after I put that back section on and extend this out, that'll be like perfect. We're just sitting here watching trains run. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I'll get back to you when I got something to get back to you on.